Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lex, and I know I have been a stranger danger. I feel like I've said this a million times, but if this is your first video and you're like, girl, where have the recaps been? I got married. I was also out of the country for like 2 weeks. So I just literally have been trying to get back into the swing of things. I've been watching Love Island. I've been watching Perfect Match, but in terms of like recording, kind of just getting things back in order, I have been just trying to figure it all out. So thank you for bearing with me. For those of you guys who have been patient with me, for those of you guys who have understood, for those of you guys who have stuck around, I really appreciate it. And the recaps are back. Now, I'm not gonna hold you. I believe Casa Amor is supposed to start pretty soon for this show, but these recaps might be bundled for a few more days depending on how interesting the show is, because I'm just gonna be honest, I feel like I don't have enough to do individual recaps every day right now. For Love Island UK. For US, I've been loving that show, so y'all can expect another recap of that later on today. But baby, this UK, I'm gonna be so real with you, I feel like almost nothing is happening. I feel like I'm also very irritated at the Joey, Essex, and Samantha storyline with Grace. I just, that's all too much for me. So we'll see if this will turn into individual recaps or if I'll just be doing 2 or 3 episodes at a time. It all just depends on how interesting the show is. Anywho, let's get back into this review. This is going to be episodes 16, 17, and 18. Right? Let me see. Sorry. Episode 16. Yeah, so episode 16, 17, and episode 18. I'm just trying to find my notes, y'all. I'm tripping. It's just gonna be episode 16 and 17. Y'all, I'm sorry. I haven't been recording lately, so I've been a little fuzzy. But anyways, if you like this content, please like, please share, please comment, please subscribe. It helps the channel to keep growing. It inspires me to keep creating. I am back full swing. You know, we are back, baby. So I really want to, try to get these subscribers up. I definitely want to try to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I mean, I don't have any real goals with it, but it would be nice to at least hit 1,000 by the end of the year. So please support the content. If you like me, if you like these recaps, there will be some. As I said, I'm doing this show and I'm doing Love Island US. And I think Love is Blind Brazil starts today. And if that's looking interesting, I probably will recap it. So stay tuned. Anywho, let's get into it. So we start off episode 16 with Joey convincing Grace to sleep in the Hideaway. They're still kind of having this back and forth about, going to the Hideaway. Joey's like, I don't want to sleep on a single bed. I don't want you to sleep on the single bed outside. So why don't we just go sleep in the Hideaway?
I think that your feelings are very valid.
Oh, there's no respect. The Samantha thing just needs to blow over now, babe. I think, it's been spoken about.
I don't know how many more times I can try and be.
I don't think this is going to go down well with the Hideaway thing, but it is what it is. And
it is what it is.
And they concoct this plan to tell Samantha that all they did is kiss in the Hideaway. And then we proceed to see them kiss on the couch as they're having this conversation. And I'm just like, this is so stupid. Every time I watch these two, I'm like, this is, how dumb does ITV think their audience is? How dumb do the producers of this show think we are? Because I could not for the life of me understand why this pairing is here and who in the room thought, yo, this is what they want to see. So if you know, let me know, because I don't know. So at this point, Grace is encouraging Joey to tell Samantha that they're going to sleep in the Hideaway. So Samantha and Joey do end up having a chat.
Outside on the daybed.
That's fine.
Yeah?
I've seen you kissing over there as well before. I've been out before there. Don't you think? I've just been crying in there 2 hours ago and then you're kissing on the daybed. But also was the show.
if you'd had any respect for me, you wouldn't be kissing her in front of me, literally, when I'm crying 2 hours beforehand, bit out of order.
Where he does tell her that they're gonna sleep in the Hideaway, and at this point Sam is like, okay, like, all right. Like, I feel like Samantha took a lot of this a lot better than I thought she would have, and I hope she's okay. I just think that this is really brutal. I think it's really messed up, because I think it's one thing to be faking with somebody, but at least like you're getting with someone else in the villa. It's another thing to literally use someone for a contrived storyline. To me, I just don't like that. So we also see Harriet talk with Tiffany. And Harriet, we saw Harriet chat with Ronnie, and Harriet asks how like the chat with Tiffany was, and Ronnie is being really elusive at this point, but it's so clear that Ronnie wants to be with Tiffany. Like, I just don't understand this. I think it's all ridiculous, personally. So yeah, Ronnie's being very elusive about him and Tiffany and like what's going on. And it's like, dude, we know. You're another classic case of somebody who's sitting here stringing along multiple women until you actually find the woman you want, which is really annoying. So Harriet and Tiffany actually end up having a chat as well, and Tiffany reveals in this chat that Ronnie told her that she would choose him, or he would choose her, excuse me, in the recoupling. And of course, Harriet is like, is that true? Is that true? Like, he makes it seem like there's still a chance with me and him, which again, fair. Like, I feel like Ronnie has been very much not giving any solid answers to anybody. And the fact is that he doesn't expect that the women are gonna talk. Like, he doesn't expect that the women are gonna communicate with each other, which to me is crazy. So Ronnie ends up joining that conversation, and he admits that he did tell that to Tiffany.
I said I'd probably recouple with Tiffany.
Okay, so when I asked you in the kitchen,
Yeah?
like, what's going on? You said nothing to report back on. Did you not think you should have told me that?
Why would I tell you that?
I just asked you how you're...
And at this point, Harriet is, I think, understandably pretty upset, because she's like, well, why didn't you tell me that in the kitchen? Because this all started because Harriet originally asked him in the kitchen, how is the chat going? Like, how is everything going? And Ronnie's just like, it's cool, we're cool. Like, he's giving nothing. And again, they're paired up, so I feel like you don't have to give every single thing necessarily, but at the same time, they're paired up, so it's fair to be honest. And Harriet does ask, and Ronnie's like, well, I didn't think I had to say every single thing because it was just a conversation between me and her. And it's like, yeah, but you guys are paired up, and you have her under the impression that there is a chance there when it seems like you're on to the next one. So at this point, all of the girls are trying to uplift Samantha, because at this point they're like, just stay away from Joey. Like, there's no real reason why you need to be near this guy. Like, he's not worth it. So all of like the twins, the 3 triplets, they're all trying to uplift her. And Joey is talking with the guy saying that from the minute he walked in, the feelings he had for Grace came back immediately. And it's like, yeah, because you guys are still in a relationship, because you guys are still dating, because you guys are still together. I don't know, y'all. That ish really irritates me, because it's like I said, it's one thing to be Ronnie and just be playing with all the girls in the villa, which is so effed up, don't get me wrong, but it's a whole nother ballpark, in my opinion, to know that your ex, your girlfriend is coming into the villa, and then to play this girl, and then it's like you didn't even give Sam an opportunity. I keep calling her Sam, but you all know I mean Samantha. You didn't even give Samantha an opportunity to talk to anyone else, because you made it seem like you're locked in. So Uma and Will are talking, and they're just kind of going back and forth about liking each other, how it's going with them.
Will be.
It just feels natural between us.
There's no pressure, it's not being forced or anything.
Willuma.
Willuma. Sounds like a name.
Yeah, it is a name, it's our name.
Yeah. What's your surname again?
Jemay.
I don't know. If I'm being honest, I don't really see the chemistry between Uma and Will at all. You know, I think slow burner is one thing, but I do think that if in a week or so you're still not feeling anything, I just, to me, don't see it. But obviously these two have to stick together. They don't really have any other options. And then Sean and Tiffany are talking, and poor Sean.
Eye candy.
Gotta come and get your sugar daddy, do you know what I
The
mean?
sweet boys, my eye candy.
Yeah.
We'll have to see, won't we?
Sean, because Sean talks to Tiffany and he tells her he has a sweet spot for her, and I'm like, oh my god, Sean is the Bergie as well in this, where he makes an analogy about sweets again, and Tiffany's like, oh, and it's like so clear that she doesn't feel a romantic connection with him or anything of that nature. And I don't know, I feel really bad for Sean because I think Sean is like Bergie, like Cordell. I don't know, I just think these guys, they're good guys. Like all three of them are good guys, I think, in their own ways, but I think they often just do not suit to the women in this show, unfortunately. So with that, you know, Sean does do a beach hut and he's like, I'm getting really good vibes from Tiffany. I think it could be going somewhere. And I was like, oh no, poor Sean. I felt so bad. Oh my god, I felt so bad because it was just like, oh my god. So yeah, Grace and Harriet end up having a conversation, and I'm just wondering, why does Grace keep pulling Harriet for conversations? Like, girl, this is just weird. Like, this is just weird. Like, I don't understand why this keeps happening. I said Grace and Harriet. I meant to write Grace and Samantha. Grace keeps pulling Samantha for conversations to be like, I'm sorry for kissing Joey. I didn't want to make this awkward for you. I don't want you to feel left out. And it's like, girl, like, I don't know. I don't understand what her point and what her purpose is in all of this. Something about Grace and Joey is just so snaky to me, and I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't know. I feel like part of what is so... Okay, I feel like part of what is so good, let's put it that way, about Love Island is that it's normal people. I feel like a lot of the other shows we watch, like Big Brother and just so many of these other dating shows, it's all full of influencers. X on the Beach, Too Hot to Handle. Those shows are all filled with influencers and people who have been on the reality TV circuit now. And it's like, I feel like one of the things about Love Island that's always good to look forward to is that it's usually just regular people, right? At least in like the UK version, it's usually just regular people. So I feel like that was really the most frustrating part about all of this, where it's like, why are we having a contrived couple when nobody asked for this? Not one person. I ain't asked for it. Nobody asked for it. We ain't want it. So it's just irritating. But they have that conversation and, you know, Sam's like, okay, thanks, basically. Yeah, and then we go on to the recoupling. Told y'all, there's not a lot to talk about with these episodes. So we go into the recoupling. Uma chooses Will, again. And Uma and Will are together, and then Grace and Joey are together, obviously, because fake couple. Tiffany and Ronnie are our next pairing, and then Io and Mimi. Kieran and Nicole, Sean and Harriet, but they're basically a friend couple at this point. They're not actually, there's no romantic connection there. They already admit it, but they both want to give each other the opportunity to still find somebody, I guess. And lastly, Omar and Jess, meaning that Samantha does get dumped.
Samantha, you're now single and therefore been dumped from the island. Please pack your bags and say your goodbyes.
From the island. And I just felt really bad. Like, I don't know. I don't typically feel bad for dumpings. I'm typically like, well, that's just the nature of the show. But I just feel like Samantha was done extremely dirty by a producer, like a producer contrived storyline for views. And to me, I feel very bad for her because of that. So going into episode 17, Joey is putting on the waterworks, pretending that he is so sad that Samantha went home. He's like sitting on the couch crying. He's like, oh my God, at least she was smiling when she went out, because, you know, I just wouldn't have been able to handle it had it been something else. All of the girls are talking with Grace and they're trying to tell her like, look, it's not your fault. You didn't personally do anything. You didn't like send her home yourself. And yeah, it's just a lot of the aftermath of everybody's feelings about Sam going home. We also see Harriet talking about her and Ronnie, and she says that her and Ronnie's story to her is not 100% over, even though he is with Tiffany. That's at that point in the episode, that is how she feels. So we get a scene of Grace and Joey talking in like the hallway of the villa.
Locking yourself in there with all the girls. She's not going to want to speak to you in front of all the girls. There was no other chance of me
saying bye to her. Where else was I meant to do it? Am I going to be standing there, or by the doorway? She didn't. She wouldn't have wanted. She didn't want.
And Grace is saying that Joey shouldn't have like stormed off and been dramatic, walking away when when people were saying bye to Sam. And Joey's like, but I didn't want it to be awkward. I couldn't be there. I couldn't like clap and be happy that she was, you know, going home. But Grace is like, okay, but still, you didn't have to be dramatic. Like, I don't know. Grace was like, I didn't want to be there either, but you didn't have to be dramatic about it and make it a thing. And in that situation, I don't really know what the right answer would have been, because it's awkward either way. Like, it's awkward either way because y'all two shouldn't be in the villa. Get out Joey, Essex, and Grace. That's the title of this vid. Get out Joey, Essex, and Grace. I'm so serious. Get them out. Ronnie and Harriet are also talking, and, you know, Ronnie says he's getting on with both her and Harriet, her and Tiffany. But Harriet does tell him, like, I still fancy you, like, I still like you. And she even asks him not to kiss and cuddle with Tiffany in the bed. So going on to the next morning, Grace and Tiffany are talking amongst themselves. They are talking about Harriet, and they're basically going on about how Harriet seemingly doesn't like Tiffany. Harriet saying like, or Tiffany saying that like they have different personalities, and though she understands that they might not be the best of friends in the villa, that still, you know, it's kind of awkward and upsetting the way that things are going. So Harriet actually ends up coming over to them and asks to talk with Tiffany. So Harriet and Tiffany have a conversation, and, you know, she tells Harriet how she feels like she's been acting off with her, that it's kind of, you know, it kind of feels uncomfortable. And again, she repeats that she understands they may not be the best of friends in the villa, but, you know. And Harriet is just like, look, like, I don't know, we have like different personalities. This is the kind of person I am. I mean, it's clear that Harriet's not trying to, in my opinion, be like mean to her or have some kind of like battle with her. But, I mean, yeah, I don't think the two of them are really gonna be friends. Like, I don't know. So Mimi and Io find out that they're going on their first date, and they go on a boat.
I want off the bucket list now.
I couldn't ask for a better first date when you think about it.
Yeah, no.
I've got you, water, boat, sea.
You're driving
Crazy.
smooth. How are you gonna top this when we get back home though? Because this has set the bar.
And I mean, it looks nice. It looks like they drove in a little circle around the river. But they do end up kissing at the end of that, and it's like this little peck, and I'm like, okay, like, I don't know. Why was that kiss so little? But they just talk about each other. They give the typical spiel about how their families would like each other and things as such. And I mean, we don't see these two on the show. One thing about the UK is that they gonna cut someone out the edit if they're not doing anything, because we do not see Mimi and Io on this show whatsoever. So I have to presume that they're seemingly doing well, but I guess maybe I have to watch unseen bits to see what's actually going on with those two. at the villa, Tiffany and Ronnie are having a conversation, and Tiffany confronts Ronnie about making it seem like to Harriet that there is still a chance for the two of them. Ronnie claims he was just being nice, but Tiffany's like, okay, but like, do you want to be with me or do you want to be with her? Like, make a decision. And now at this point, I guess Ronnie found the girl he wanted because he was ready. He goes over to Harriet and he tells her that he fully wants to concentrate on being with Tiffany. Mind you, both Harriet and Jess were trying to get Ronnie to make this decision for ages, and he ain't want either one of them, but I guess Tiffany is his type or something. I don't know, y'all. And of course, Harriet is like understandably upset. She goes inside, she starts crying. Of course, like I said, the triplets are comforting her, and they tell her, like, let it out. You don't have to pretend that you're, happy if you're not happy. So Kieran gets a text and they tell them that there are 2 new island. There are bombshells, Matilda and Connor, and they get to choose 3 people that they want to go on a date with. So Matilda chooses Omar for her starter. She chooses to go on a date with Sean for the main course and Will for dessert. And then we have Connor choosing Grace for the starter, Nicole for his main, and Mimi for dessert. So, I don't know. I think it's very clear and obvious that the producers are trying to push, I think, certain people. I think they really want Sean to get a date because even the girls were like, yeah, Sean definitely deserves it. Sean deserves to go for main course. So, hopefully he hits it off with Matilda. I would say Connor's cute. Connor is cute, okay? He's a cutie. And I am wondering if he and Mimi are gonna hit it off. I'm wondering what that's gonna look like, because I don't know. I still don't know that I'm fully buying Mimi and Io. But that is it, y'all. That is where we end off episode 17. So we will see. I think at tonight's episode 18, we gonna find out the aftermath of those dates. I would like to see a few feathers ruffled. I would like to see Mimi have choices, okay? I wanna see Mimi have a little bit of choice between the two because I wanna see what Io's gonna do. I really wanna see how Io's gonna be moving, personally. So, stay tuned. Anyways, if you like this content, if you like these recaps, please show that you support and love the channel by liking, sharing, commenting down below, subscribing. Hit that subscribe, okay? Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you know when I post. And I will talk to you guys for the next recap. Bye!